Okay, so we're going to be counting using a bunch of combinations. So we're going to read this and we're going to pull out important information. So the Camera Club has 5 members. That's probably important. The Math Club has 8 members. There's only one member who is in both of the clubs. How many ways could a group of 4 people be chosen with one member from each club? Okay, I'm going to go through that again because there's a lot of very important information. First, we need to know how many people in the Camera Club and how many people in the Math Club. So we got that. We also know that there's one member who's in both. They're asking us, I've used all the colors, though, how many ways could a group of 4 people be chosen with one member from each club? So I'm going to kind of draw a little Venn diagram down here to help us visualize how the two clubs overlap a little. So we have the Camera Club has 5 members. The Math Club has 8 members. And there is one member who falls in both. So what that means is we're going to subtract this one here. There are 4 distinct members of the Camera Club. And there are 7 distinct members of the Math Club here. So there are many different situations we can add up. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to take the total number of situations and subtract the 2 that aren't possibilities. We could go through it doing all the possibilities. We could say, what if there were 3 members of the Camera, 2 of the Math, 2 of the Camera, 3 of the Math, and we could keep going and adding. And there's about probably 8 or 9 different situations we can add up. Instead, what we'll do, like I said, is we'll figure out how many there are in total. So there's a total of, we had our 5 and 7, sorry, 4, 1, and 7. 4, 1, and 7 gives us 12 people, so there are 12 students altogether, so 12 members. So we're asking, if we're going to build a committee out of 12, how many options are there? Well, that's the idea of choosing 4 out of 12. So 12, choose 4. How many possible options are there? So that gives us the total. That's the total number of options. Then what we're going to do is we're going to subtract a situation that would not work. So a situation that wouldn't work would be one where we have all the members of our Camera Club. So all of them come from the Camera Club. So remember, there's only 4 members, true members in the Camera Club that aren't in both clubs, right? So that's the idea of the situation where we have, how many ways can we choose 4 and get nobody from the other club, which is 8, choose 0. But the 8, choose 0 isn't really important because that's just going to be the number 1. We don't really need to include that calculation. We can just really focus on the 4, choose 4. That's the situation that we don't want to happen because that makes all the members from the Camera Club. So that's the only time we'd have all members from the Camera Club, and we wouldn't be counting that guy who kind of double counts, okay? And then there's the situation on the other side. So I'll kind of write a title above it. This situation is all Camera Club. So we're subtracting all Camera Club from the total, okay? And then we need to subtract the situation where they're all from the Math Club, okay? And the situation where they're all from the Math Club, well, there are 7 distinct members in the Math Club. So how many ways can we choose 4 students out of those 7? And then again, the other situation would be we would be choosing 0 of those 5 from the Camera Club. Again, that calculation is not too important. All it is kind of rounding out the grouping for you. 4 came from Math, 0 came from Camera. And in this one, 4 came from Camera, 0 came from Math. So these are the 2 situations that essentially don't work to fulfill what we need to do. So we're going to take the total number and then subtract what these are. So 12 choose 4 is our first one. So that gives us 495 options. So there are 495 ways to choose 4 people out of a group of 12. 4 choose 4 is 1, and 8 choose 0 is 1. So essentially we're subtracting the number 1 here. 1 times 1 is 1. Okay? And in the other situation, we have 7 choose 4, which is 35. So we're going to subtract 35, and 5 choose 0 is just 1. So we have 35 here. So when we subtract these, we should get That gives us 60, 459. So we get 459 different ways to have members who are in both of the clubs.